Today we're cruising through San Elijo Hills, a small community within the borders of San Marcos, southwestern portion of San Marcos. We're gonna go through the neighborhoods, kind of show you what's around, the trails, the little town center, everything in between. So if you are thinking about moving to San Elijo Hills, stay tuned because we're gonna cover it all. Let's get into it right now. Howdy, howdy, I'm Chris Erickson.
And I'm Cassidy Lewis.
And we love making these videos for you, but we're also real estate agents here in North County, San Diego. So if you guys are kicking around the idea, pondering moving out here, you got some questions, hit us up, call, text, email. We got your back when moving here to North County, San Diego.
We are cruising through the town center of San Elijo Hills. This is kind of the main hub of this community and part of the huge allure of San Elijo Hills itself. There's everything you need here. There's dry cleaners, there's a nail salon, there's a taco shop, there's a sandwich spot. Starbucks, because every community needs a Starbucks, grocery store, gas station, pretty much everything you need to not ever have to leave the community right here in San Elijo Hills.
So we're gonna take you on a quick tour around a few spots to grab a bite right here in San Elijo, starting with right here, Shane's. Longtime staple here, pizza and pints. Go there, grab a beer, grab a pie.
So you've got Everbowl, which is a local chain here in San Diego. They have acai bowls, a whole bunch of really cool type of bowls. It's build your own also, which is pretty cool.
And then right behind us here, we're passing Lourdes Mexican food. Some really good Mexican food. So there's one in Cardiff as well. It's an awesome place to have in town. What do you usually get there?
Either a California burrito or carne asada burrito, usually.
There you go. They got some good stuff in there. Go explore there. Right behind us, we're passing Tapa Tapa, a little tapas place. I mean, the name says it all. So go grab some tapas there. And one of the newer places right in town, it's right behind us here. There's no sign even up right now. It's Set's Kitchen and Bar, I believe it's called. I think that's the full name.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and San Elijo Town Square. That's what it stands for right there. So go in there. They got some wine. They got some good food over there. And then right behind us, this place is a kind of little wine bar. So Vine and Tap for your wine needs. So right now we're in that lower section of San Elijo Hills, and right around kind of that Central Park area is like a bunch of little condos and townhome style houses. Some are like those 3-story, some are the 2-story, but right down here in the center of town, it's super walkable. So this whole kind of lower section, even as you go kind of behind us, there's a smaller section of detached homes, and then kind of where we're walking towards right now is a bigger section of detached homes in this lower area.
There's also a great little gated community, if gated is something you're looking for, called Promontory Ridge down in this lower section as well. And in this area, this was kind of phase 1 of the development of San Elijo Hills.
And even though there's a bunch of condos down here, parking's really not an issue. You have a ton of street parking right out here. Most of the houses have garages, either 1 or 2 car garages. So if you are looking at these neighborhoods and wondering about parking and kind of how condo complexes work, right here, you're not gonna have a problem with parking. Now we're cruising through the main park right here in San Elijo, right? Town centers are right back this way. So softball fields, baseball fields, I guess they could be either. This is where we played adult league softball a few times. I remember this field right behind me actually hit a bomb. It was many moons ago, but it was a good shot nonetheless. There's a few playgrounds up here. There's a dog park right behind us. We're gonna be walking by the gazebos right here. So if you do wanna have parties and stuff, your kids, bring them out here, get a bounce house. You can rent out this through the city of San Marcos right here. Be sure to do that because you will need a permit. I think Cassidy was saying there's a little charge.
There is a little charge for renting the gazebo area and having, there's just fees and stuff going along if you're gonna have a bouncy, if you're gonna have 25 people or more. There's just some rules about that.
are 2 playgrounds here. You've got the top lot kind of on this upper area, which is for the smaller kiddos, and then you've got one down below, which is a little bit on the bigger side. There's also a secret splash pad down there, which there's a button that you push to get it started. There's also the community building and a little preschool down in that area as well.
Yeah, so if you have kids and you need a preschool right in town, super convenient, right there is a way to go.
And then there's also another one kind of in the town center. Pacific Preschool is right around the corner as well.
You probably won't be able to see it too good in this shot, but once again, San Elijo Hills, in the hills. There are some killer views. We're looking directly at the ocean right now. It's gorgeous. There's a nice breeze coming through here today. Really pretty views up this way.
We are walking through kind of the middle section of San Elijo Hills. This is probably where the most housing is here. There is a bunch on this side, which is the north side of San Elijo Road, and there's a bunch down on the south side of San Elijo Road. These homes are run anywhere from like around 1,800 square feet. For the most part detached. There's one condo community of detached condos. But for the most part they're running around 1,800 square feet up to about 3,600 kind of at the top max. And there are a lot of homes in this area, as you can see behind us. So there are 2 main elementary and middle schools here in San Elijo Hills. We showed you the first 2 down in the lower area. Double Peak School is up at the top, kind of near Double Peak. And there is a dividing line. As we kind of go up towards those upper homes, that last section we're going to show you, some of those homes feed into Double Peak, which is at the top of the hill here. So just keep that in mind if you're trying specifically for San Elijo Elementary or San Elijo Middle, that there is a dividing line here in San Elijo Hills.
And one thing about San Elijo Hills, it was built about 20 years ago. So as opposed to like brand new construction like Rancho Tesoro on the other side of the hill here, up here it's a little more spread out, you know, than like these brand new communities that were built within the last 4 to 5 years. This is, like I said, about 2 decades ago. So you get a little more space, a little more room to roam up here. And then also this little section of San Elijo is where you start to get these killer views. Obviously San Elijo Hills, you're on the hills. So as you go up, the higher you get these gorgeous views. We'll show you a few more from the top when we go show you the top section of San Elijo. When they built San Elijo Hills, one of the things they did incorporate was all these trails here. There are a ton of trails. We're kind of like right in the center trails where a lot of these communities right in this little area can walk the kids to the school. So as we're cruising down, this trail actually ends at the school. But where we're gonna show you in a little bit later, Double Peak, that's a big trail. Head up there where you can go start at the top, go down, or start at the bottom and go up, and then kind of on all the outskirts of this little community too. There are a ton of trails.
There's also a trailhead kind of on the east side of the community that goes into like Harmony Grove, Elfin Forest area. So that's another just option. But this part of our community, being able to walk our kids to school, being able to walk to town really from this little central area is awesome.
And then just as you're coming into the neighborhood from kind of back in that zone, not from the top of the hill, but kind of at the bottom of the hill, there's a trail called Copper Creek. And a lot of the ones that we're walking around right now within the neighborhoods, you can see houses and stuff around. So Copper Creek is pretty killer. It kind of feels like you're in the wilderness. There's a few different trails to take. You could take one and actually connect it over to Elivenhain. That's, you know, you don't think of San Elijo and Elivenhain being right next to each other, but they are. So if you want like a cool trail to explore that's not right in the neighborhoods, Copper Creek's your way to go. Now now we're in that upper section of San Elijo Hills, and you can see kind of the style of housing right around us. There's a few different sections. Even up here, there's a few gated communities. We're in one of the non-gated communities, but once you get up here, once again, beautiful views up here. You're up high on the hill though, so if you want to get down to town, you're most likely going to be driving, or what's the new style people are getting around?
E-bike.
E-bike, a ton of e-bikes cruising around town. You can see it as you're cruising through the downtown. So if you are up here, that might be a good investment.
These houses are going to be bigger than that middle section that we just showed you. So definitely if you're looking for a little bit bigger lot size, bigger house, this is going to be the section for you. And as we pan around here and take a look behind us, you have the estates. So if you're looking for really big, really huge, like 360-degree ocean view, or 360-degree views. It's hard to get a 360-degree ocean view. Would be tough. On an island is possible, but just killer views from up there. A lot of like those zero-edge pools where you just looks like it just goes off into nothingness. So that's a really cool place to check out if you're looking for big. We are sitting right in the middle of the San Elijo Town Center. You can see the beautiful fountain right behind us. A couple of things you might not think about when you're moving to San Elijo Hills is this master plan community has a general HOA for all the houses in the community. And that covers obviously a lot of like the area landscaping, town, the parks that aren't city maintained, things like that. The HOA puts on a ton of events within the community here. You've got Oktoberfest, which is a good one. You get a free beer with proof of residency. You get, there's an Easter egg hunt. There's tree lighting right here in the town center. There's a big old pine tree that they decorate, but then they also decorate this whole little central area. There's food truck nights, there's movie nights, there's all these really, really cool events that the HOA puts on here in San Elijo Hills.
And one other thing about this park, there are some picnic tables back here, so if you grab a bite in town, cruise out here, enjoy the outdoors. There's a lot of grass area kind of around this fountain, so you can kind of see cruising around here. Ton of grass area, come have a picnic. And then right behind us, Lost Abbey, go there, get a beer, or allegedly you get beer and then bring it to the park and enjoy it, let the kids run around out here. So, but definitely go check out Lost Abbey. If you're cruising around here, it's a good central location. It'll put you right in the center of town, and then you can start exploring from there. So we're cruising up to the top of Double Peak, the highest point in North County, unofficially. We haven't researched that, but it seems pretty darn high. Right behind us on this side is like the other section of San Marcos. So as you drop down the hill, you have like Discovery Hills over here. You have Cal State San Marcos, and then the other zip code of San Marcos right behind that way. But this area is killer because you can see basically most of the county. You can see down to La Jolla today. You could see the mountains. There's still a little bit of snow up to the north a little bit here. Ocean view, there's a little bit of fog on the ocean today.
You can see essentially every little town here in North County, including Rancho Santa Fe, Escondido. Chris already mentioned the ones kind of to our north here. You can see all of them, so it really gives you a good perspective of where we're at. There's also right here, there's a map showing you kind of main spots to kind of take an eye or keep an eye on.
So if you want to see another neighborhood that we just passed by, kind of that Discovery, Cal State area, be sure to check out the video that's popping up right now. It's a vlog style, so you get boots on the ground, check out what's going on. If you guys are still thinking about moving out here, hit us up, call, text, email. We got your back when moving here to North County, San Diego.